And we are back with another UFC predictions video. We're coming off back to back winning nights in terms of sports betting. Last week we did go 3 wins and 3 losses, however we still managed to make profit. Thank you, Ilia Taporia. And now we're going to look to continue our winning streak with UFC Fight Night Albazi versus Moreno. First fight on the slate is going to be Jack Shore set to face off against Youssef Zalal. Jack Shore coming off a loss where his foot had a huge gash against Jourdain Brito, but Brito was dominating him the entire fight. Caused a gash on his shin from leg kicks. A doctor came in, stuck his finger in there for whatever reason, and the fight got called off. It was only a matter of time before Brito got the job done anyway. He's matched up against Youssef Zalal, who has been on a tear since returning to the UFC. I mean, this dude has went the distance with Ilia Taporia. Not even Max Holloway was able to go the distance with Ilia Taporia, so you gotta put some respect on his name. He has dominated Billy Q and dominated Jarno Aarons, getting both fights done by submission. I see this fight going no differently. Yes, Jack Shore is a step up in competition, but Youssef is relentless when it comes to getting that sub, so I think he's going to get it done. The bet is going to be Youssef Zalal to win inside the distance. He can't win by decision, but I just see this tear continuing. I don't think Jack Shore is going to be able to handle the pressure of Youssef. Moving on to a WMMA fight at the 125-pound division, we have Jamey Horth, who's coming off a loss to Veronica Hardy, set to face off against Ivana Petrovic. Ivana is a girl who lost to Luana Carolina. I don't think Luana is that good. Jamey Horth losing to Veronica Hardy, that's a more acceptable kind of loss. Jamey Horth, in my opinion, is a better fighter, so I think she gets the job done here, but it's definitely going to be a fade in terms of bets because one is WMMA and two, these fighters haven't really got much experience under their resume. Next up, we got Chad Anheliger versus Cody Gibson. Now, Cody Gibson is a weight bull. He's going to have a really big size advantage over Chad, but that's all he really has. He's going to try to push you up against the fence and try to get a win that way. Chad has got some power in those hands. I think he's going to be able to hurt Cody, but I don't think he's going to be able to finish him. I do believe he's going to get the win by decision. Do I make a play on this one? Absolutely not, because this fight can go any way. But there is value on the underdog here. Moving on, we got Serhiy City set to face off against Garrett Armfield. Now, I have got a bone to pick with Garrett Armfield. He was dominating the fight against Brady Heiston. Got careless, got submitted. He should have clearly won that fight, but his fight IQ let him down. So you see, he's coming off a loss against Ramon Tavares. He did manage to beat Ramon by an early stoppage in the Contender Series, but at the UFC level, he is not that proven. He is the favorite, but I'm questioning why, because Garrett has got that power in his hands. He can definitely get the job done here. No play on this fight because it can go either way, because Garrett has proven that he's not that clever in terms of fighting. Moving on to the heavyweight division, and we got a pick'em fight here, guys. We got Alexandr Romanov versus Rodrigo Nascimento. Now, I don't understand why it's a pick'em fight, because clearly Alexandr Romanov has not looked good in his past couple fights. I do believe that Nascimento can get the job done here, guys. I'm going to be making a play on Nascimento to get the job done. People are underestimating him way too much for getting knocked out by Derek Lewis. But let's face facts. If Alexandr Romanov was to face Derek Lewis, the same fate would happen to him. Moving on to the next fight, we got Charles Jourdain moving down to 135 to face Victor Henry. Now, I have no idea how Charles Jourdain is going to fare at the 135-pound division. Cutting that extra 10 pounds, we do not know. It's a pick'em fight. In my opinion, he should get the job done. But don't be placing your money on it because we, again, have no idea how bad this weight cut is for him. Next up, we got a women's flyweight fight. Ariane Lipski set to face off against Jasmine Jasudavicius. Now, I see Jasmine getting this fight done by decision. Gonna be placing a bet on that, but let me explain. Ariane, she wants to keep the fight standing, And Jasmine, she has got that relentless takedown pressure. I see her getting the fight down to the ground, holding her there, and managing to squeak out a decision. Moving on to another bantamweight fight where we got Aiemann Zahabi set to face off against Pedro Munhoz. Aimann's coming off a very impressive win against Javid Basharat. He was slated to lose, but he managed to get the job done by decision. Pedro Munhoz, he is on a skid, losing to Kyler Phillips in his last one by a dominant, unanimous decision that was a solely striking affair. But I do believe he's still the better fighter. I don't think Aiemann is that good. Not going to be placing a bet on it because Munhoz has been on a skid. He can continue losing, but he's faced higher level competition than Aiemann. You know, losing to guys like Marlon Chito Vera, to Kyler Phillips, that's not to scoff at. And Zahabi has not faced that level of competition. So Munhoz is stepping down, Zahabi is stepping up, and I think Munhoz gets it done. Moving on to the welterweights, we have Mike Malott set to face off against Trevin Giles. Now, Mike Malott, he looked really good in his last fight up till when he gasped. He is a finisher. He can drop you, he can submit you. But once he gets tired, he is out of there. Do I think Trevin Giles is going to be able to survive the pressure? No. I do believe Mike Malott gets the job done here by KO or sub and moves his way up the welterweight rankings. Next up, we got a 185-pound middleweight fight between Marc-Andre Barriault and Dustin Stoltzfus. Now, Marc-Andre Barriault is a guy that's going to pressure forward and melt you. And I do believe he's going to do that against Dustin Stoltzfus. He's going to win this fight by KO. Going to be placing a bet on that. The value is really nice. I don't think he's going to win a decision. I don't think Dustin's going to be able to survive the pressure. And I do see him succumbing to a knockout. Next up, we go into light heavyweights. We got Caio Machado set to face off against Brenson Roverio. Now, these guys have not fought high-level competition, but the competition they fought, they've still lost to in the UFC. Caio Machado losing to Dontel Mays by decision, that was appalling. So I don't understand why he's such a big favorite over Brenson Roverio. He can finish Caio Machado for sure, but don't be placing your money on it because, again, these are two low-level fighters at light heavyweight and anything can happen. Now on to the heavyweights. We have Derek the Black Beast Lewis versus Johanna Denise. A lot of people are favoring the power of Derek Lewis, and I understand that, but I will definitely not be playing that. The play for this one is going to be Johanna Denise to win by KO. Now hear me out. Derek Lewis, when he fights strikers, he can get caught. You've seen it against Serhiy Pavlovich. He traded with Serhiy, got put out. You've seen it against Sidey. He's gotten put out there as well. When he fought another striker, Marcus Rodrigo de Lima, he did win, but that was a flying knee. He's not going to catch Johanna Denise with a flying knee, is he? I don't think so. So I do believe Denise gets the job done here. And I don't see this fight going to the final bell. So Johanna Denise to win by KO. Moving on to the co-main event at the flyweight women's division, we have Rose Namajunas set to face off against Erin Blanchfield. Now, I love this matchup because of the odds. I think you can make a lot of money here. The bet is going to be Rose Namajunas to win, Rose Namajunas to land more significant strikes. Now, these two girls have a similar opponent in Manon Fiorot. Rose looked really good in her loss, while Erin did not. Erin, once she couldn't get the fight down to the ground, it was over for her. Can she get Rose down to the ground? It's very possible, but Rose is not no slouch when it comes to the ground. It's over 5 rounds, so I do think Rose can get a decision victory here, keep the fight standing and outpoint her there. Even if the fight goes down to the ground, I don't see Erin managing to finish Rose. Now on to the main event of the evening, we have Brandon Moreno set to face off against Amir Albazi. Now then, I think Amir Albazi has something to do with those judges because him winning that Kai Kara France fight was a no-go from me. Brandon Moreno is one of the best 125ers in the division and he is going to be Amir's toughest test. Do I think he can live up to it? No. I do think Brandon Moreno is going to get the job done here. The play is going to be Brandon Moreno to land more significant strikes. He is a higher level output kind of fighter than Amir Albazi, significantly at that. And I do see him stuffing takedowns and keeping the fight on the feet where he's gonna manage to outland Amir. This has been my picks for UFC Fight Night. Be sure to leave a like. Let me know what you think about it down in the comments down below. Subscribe. Follow me on TikTok. Follow me on Twitter. Support the channel on the Patreon. And I'll catch you in the next one. Until then, game time.